Don't forget to like and subscribe!
Alright, last part of Lantern Rite, unfortunately.
The mountain air is so refreshing! It makes Paimon feel like she could float around all day and never get tired!
Wouldn't you don't get tired anyway? You're just floating.
Gummies! Fuel fruit!
Who was that?
Did you hear that?
I hope everybody did.
Sunshine! Blue skies! Good vibes!
Something about bull fruit and good vibes.
So Paimon wasn't just hearing things.
No.
That voice sounds really familiar.
Does it?
Well, we've got the time. Why don't we go check it out?
Alright, let's see what's up. You and Paimon make your way up the mountain in search of the source of the shouting. As far as you can make out, it's almonds, this, and cocoa paste that. Sounds delicious, that's for sure. The lovely voice invigorates your steps as you ascend the mountain in no time. Okay, great. So I don't have to climb them. Fantastic. Oh!
What are they doing here?
Wow, okay, sick. Sick.
Navia, Clarande!
Yeah, what are you guys doing here?
Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
I'm so glad to see them again.
See, I told you that something good was going to happen during our travels today. I have to say, sometimes the Steambird's astrology column is spot on.
Oh my god, no. Not you, Navia. Not you. The fucking white girl astrology crap. Like a pumpkin spice latte with that as well?
It's just your lucky day.
Are you guys also here to catch the festivities? Oh, and that reminds me. Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite to you.
Lantern Rite.
And to you.
Happy
This is
Lantern
so
Rite
sick.
too! Wait, if you're here for Lantern Rite, then what are you doing on top of this deserted mountain?
True?
And that voice we heard, that was you, right, Navia?
Oh, impressive. You could tell it was me from that far away. You've got good ears.
I mean, Paimon could. I didn't know who
That
you
or your
are.
voice is just really loud.
Well, we heard the voice. Whose it was a
Oh,
different
of course
question.
it is. After all, I'm a boss.
Indeed. I suppose it's an asset.
Sure is! Having a loud voice is a handy tool when it comes to communication. Wait. That wasn't even Paimon's point.
Yeah,
Paimon
why are
just
you
wants to know
here?
why you two were shouting from the top of this deserted mountain.
That's another good
There was
question.
something about almonds, maybe? And buell fruit? Ooh, is it some sort of secret code?
No, it's not a code. The words are meaningless.
She just shouted random words.
Perhaps. But the act of shouting was very meaningful indeed.
I mean, I guess?
That's just what mountain climbers do, right? After all the hard work it takes to make it to the top, as you stand on the summit looking out at the vast scenery, it's not easy to resist the urge to release those emotions.
I see. So it's not what you were shouting that matters, but the act itself.
Exactly. You get me, partner. I was afraid that it would cause a disturbance, so I asked the locals around here, and they said it was fine. Apparently most hikers like to shout when they get to the top, so the locals are used to it by now.
I would imagine they were.
So, you see, it's not just me. I guess everyone shouts from the top of a mountain at some point in their life.
I guess if they bother.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
When you're stressed, don't you ever just get the urge to do something for no reason?
Not really. If I ever get stressed, I just go hunting.
I see. So she kills things.
Oh, that's a pretty good way to relieve stress.
What I choose to hunt depends on my mood.
Anyway, why don't you two give it a try? Shout anything you want. It's a real stress reliever.
As long as Paimon has clothes on her back and food in her belly, Paimon doesn't think there's any stress that needs relieving.
And I prefer to keep things bottled up. Wow, okay.
Oh, I bet you guys are just too embarrassed to let loose. No need to be shy. Even Furina was shouting from the top of this mountain earlier.
Who? What do you mean, who?
Huh? Did Paimon hear that right? Furina's also here? In
Yes,
Cheyenne Village?
I hope she
Believe
is.
in your ears. It is indeed as you heard.
Yes.
Actually, the reason we climbed this mountain in the first place was also because we heard the sound of shouting.
I see.
Yes, we could just about make out someone yelling things like, "Help me!" and "What should I do?" So we hurried up here to check it out.
Is she
And
fine?
what do you know? Miss Furina was standing right there, all red in the face. She practically sprinted back down the mountain the minute she saw us.
Okay, so she's fine.
That reminds me.
Good.
I believe what she actually said was, "So help me, I will figure out what I should do about this script."
Gotcha. Okay.
So, you could actually hear what she was saying? Why didn't you say so earlier? I thought someone was really in trouble.
I figured we would come check out the situation either way. Why not let her keep some privacy?
Oh, seems like you caught Furina in the middle of some stress relief as well.
I mean, being a director
She probably would have
tends
never
to do
thought.
that.
No, she definitely would have never thought she would run into anyone she knew all the way out here.
Was she alone?
I think so. We ran into Nervalet on the way here as well, but he was already on his way back, so
Oh.
they probably weren't together.
Tragic. I hope we see both Nouvelette and Furina.
Nicolette was here too?
So many people from Fontaine.
What was he doing here? It couldn't have been for vacation.
I'm sure he was just taste testing the water.
I think it just might have been, actually. But apparently he only stayed for half a day before heading back. He's a very busy man.
I guess.
Neuvillette is not the type to take much time off. Taking even a half day for himself is already a huge step in the right direction.
Didn't Charlotte publish an article on the Liyue tea industry recently? Maybe he was inspired to come buy some tea after reading that article. You know, just like you were.
That's
My situation
Might be
is
another reason,
completely
too.
different. I'm here because I was asked to accompany you. The tea purchase is simply an added bonus of this location.
sure, whatever you want to tell yourself.
You Fontanians and your tea drinking.
Oh, it's not for me. I lost a
It's
bet with
Risley, yeah.
and now I have to buy him something.
That's funny. You made a bet?
It was just a spur-of-the-moment sort of bet. Ridsley gets really invested in that sort of thing, but he couldn't care less about what he wins in the end. You could give him mint plants that you plucked from the side of the road, and he wouldn't even mind.
If only he was that easygoing when it came to talking business.
I mean, that's what makes him a good businessman.
In any case, I'm pretty sure the tea you bought is this region's specialty. What is it called again? Nervalet even mentioned it earlier.
Tea buy 10 boxes, get half off.
Yes, that's the
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
You didn't really buy 10 boxes, did you?
They might have.
Please, do I look like someone who would fall for that
Okay.
sort of marketing trap?
Well, it's not even marketing trap per se, just it's tea and Fontaine's a long way away.
That reminds me. You guys said you only came up here because you heard my voice, right? I hope it didn't put you out. You must have had other plans for the day.
Not really.
Oh, that's right. Who tell?
I mean, I guess, but
A few days ago, we heard that a friend was going to be in Chaoying Village. So we decided to come and see if we could run into her.
Oh dear. We've been chatting for quite some time. I'm sorry for keeping you.
no harm done, partner.
That's good.
We should probably head out and look for Hu Tao.
No need to stay on our account. We just got up here, so we're gonna stay around for a little longer.
Sounds
Go
good.
and meet your friend. We can meet up in Chaoying Village later.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Sounds good. We're gonna head down the mountain then. See you later.
Sick.
What do I have to do to get you to yell from the top of this mountain? Name your price.
She will never do it.
You really want to hear it that bad, huh?
I'm just curious is all. I have a feeling you'll say something amazing.
I will pass. I prefer to let actions speak louder than words.
If you want to be that way, I guess. Hopefully, we see Furina and Nouvelette.
Chaoying Village is known for its tea. But you know what else they have with tea? That's right, dim sum!
Are you hungry for that
Didn't
again?
Gamin say something about dim sum being eaten in the morning? Oh, Paimon wonders if we can still get some at this time of day.
afternoon tea might be more appropriate at this point. And aren't you sick of dim sum? Didn't we have it like 3 days in a row already?
Oh, well that's fine too. Paimon doesn't care what kind of tea it is as long as it comes with some tasty snacks. Now let's see what kind of yummy things we can find around here. Paimon's not seeing
Hey,
things, is she?
there
Is
she
that Furina
is.
standing between Zhongli and Hu Tao?
Judging based on the hat, I say so. Yes.
Wonder what
My
they're
daughter.
talking about.
I don't know. Let's go find out.
Zhongli knows a lot of stuff. Maybe he's telling Furina about Chaoying Village.
Perhaps.
Or
I don't
maybe
know.
Hu Tao is trying to rope Furina into being one of her clients.
Maybe you want to make a bet?
Hey, this isn't the Fortress of Meropide. But
Why not?
Paimon could be convinced for the right price. Let's say loser buys the winner 3 huge bowls of seafood kanji. Since Zhongli is
Son of a
there,
bitch, I'm in.
Paimon bets things are pretty tame. It's decided then. Paimon votes for tour guide Zhongli.
Then I vote for Hustler Hu Tao.
All right, no time to waste. Let's go see who's right. Good afternoon, Hu Tao, Zhongli, and Furina! Oh, great. Now Paimon's shouting too.
Well, you know,
Oh, well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Seems like our luck just keeps on growing.
and this is why I like these events. You see playable characters interact when they normally wouldn't.
That we were able to meet you both without prior arrangement must mean that this is quite the serendipitous meeting indeed.
Oh, so both of you are acquainted with the Traveler and Paimon then?
I have keenly felt the passage of time since our last meeting. Yeah, okay.
Looks like someone's learned a thing or two from Zhongli.
I mean, we've talked with him many a time.
I must admit, I'm a bit surprised to see you here, Traveler. But seeing as you're a hero who's been all over Teyvat, it makes sense that you would be well-traveled and well-connected.
Yeah, we know everybody.
Since we have found ourselves in each other's company within this fertile land, allow me to take this opportunity to wish you a happy Lantern Rite.
Happy
It
Lantern Rite
appears
to
you have been
you.
to Fontaine then.
Yes.
Given your proclivity to spread good deeds wherever you go, it's no surprise that you would make the acquaintance of a celebrity as illustrious and celebrated as Miss Furina.
That's quite high praise.
Get over it. That's how he speaks.
What I mean to say is, you flatter me, Mr. Zhongli. Although I've built up a certain following within Fontaine, it is no reflection of strength or wisdom. I stand before you right now as nothing more than an ordinary traveler in search of beautiful scenery and creative inspiration. There is definitely more to Mr. Zhongli than meets the eye. I could tell as much from our conversation earlier.
She would know she was an Archon for a moment. Well, a fake
Given
one.
his breadth of knowledge on both academic and worldly matters, there's no way he hasn't heard about what happened in Fontaine.
Yeah, he has.
Is
I'm sure he has.
Just feigning ignorance for my benefit?
No.
Perhaps.
You're no common tourist. I simply won't have you talk about yourself that way.
Oh, does that mean Hu Tao also knows?
Oh my goodness.
You may not have heard, friends, but
But
Miss Hu Tao,
Miss Furina is now one of my esteemed clients.
yeah, awesome. Okay, great. Did you hear that, Paimon? She's Hu Tao's esteemed client. Looks like we win the bet.
Okay, you win. Guess Paimon will have to break into the hidden stash at the bottom of her shoe.
what's this about winning something?
We just made a bet. Don't worry about
Don't
it.
tell me you two were placing bets on us.
It was Paimon's idea. Wow, pointing at her and everything. It totally was.
We just saw you guys standing on the side of the road and couldn't help but take guesses as to what you were talking about.
Oh, I see. That means you, my friend, must have guessed that I was trying to promote my business to Miss Furina.
Well, you know me.
That I do, my friend.
What was Paimon's guess then? Paimon thought Zhongli was showing the newbie around.
Right, yeah.
By newbie, you mean me, right?
I mean, who else would it be?
If that's the case, then Paimon's guess was also correct.
Oh,
Oh, that's right.
well, damn.
Mr. Zhongli was telling me about some great sightseeing spots in the area.
Ha! You see? Paimon was right too!
Then
Since both
what?
of our guesses were right, there can't be a winner or a loser.
Fine, keep your secret stash then.
Hey, don't be upset, Traveler. How about this? You buy Paimon a bowl, and Paimon will also buy you a bowl.
So, what we normally do.
As for the third bowl...
Yeah, what
Since
about
I was
it?
the subject of the bet, perhaps it should go to me? You know, as a congratulations for the huge deal I just struck.
I'll buy you a bowl anytime you want.
I was just joking. Anyway, I should be the one treating you. The funeral parlor is about to bring in quite the sum after all.
What did she...
Oh, Paimon almost forgot to ask about the most important question. Something happen recently, Furina?
Yeah, really?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, with you enlisting the services of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor and all.
Yeah, who died?
Oh, well, yes.
Or who's going to die?
Really? Oh no. Paimon is so sorry for your loss. Although Paimon may have not known the person, please accept Paimon's deepest...
Whoa, it's not like that, Paimon.
Huh? But Paimon just thought, since you hired the services of a funeral parlor and all... Hey, it's not that big of a stretch.
Right.
Really, Paimon? It's not like you don't know me. Do I look like I know anyone who would ask me to coordinate their funeral?
Maybe some of your acting buddies.
Miss Hutao is simply helping prepare some props for my film.
Ah, okay.
Not too long ago, I read a collection of horror stories from Liyue. The content was spectacular. In fact, I still feel the need to sleep with the light on even now.
So it worked. Great.
Anyway, that's not the point. Now that Fontaine's biggest star has returned to the stage, I figured it's about time the industry enjoyed a breath of fresh air.
You might even call it a breath of fresh air. What?
Hey, that's pretty good. I'll have to remember that for my ad posters.
Oh, Paimon sees. That makes a lot of sense. So, did you come to Liyue just to enlist the services of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor?
Well, not exactly. My
Okay.
original plan was to just relax and enjoy the sights. But then I ran into Miss Hutao and Mr. Zhongli, and well, you know the rest. I suppose it was meant to be.
It was a fated meeting indeed.
This is great.
Zhongli sure loves his lofty turns of phrase. But if you ask me, it's all thanks to that man who stopped to ask for directions.
Oh? Who was it?
Was it Nicolette?
It's someone you know. Wanna take a guess?
It was Nicolette, wasn't
What?
it?
How did you guess that on your first try?
Because we talked to Navia and
Very
Clorand.
impressive, my friend. Your guessing game is spot on today.
You tell everyone about your encounter with Navia and Clorand at the top of the mountain. One look at the pitiful expression on Furina's face is enough to convince you to leave out the part about the shouting. Right.
Paimon never thought Neuvillette would be the type to get lost.
Oh, yeah, really. Interesting.
I'm sure he didn't get lost. Even I was able to find my way to this place without any trouble. He was already getting ready to leave by the time I arrived. He just wanted to ask someone about the quickest way to get back to Fontaine.
Yup, that's exactly what he asked.
Gotcha.
This area is full of mountains and rivers.
Right.
It's normal to not know the fastest route.
For him, though, swimming would probably be the fastest route to them all, yeah.
So,
Agreed.
were you the one that pointed him in the right direction, Hutao?
Of course. I'm also a guide of sorts, you know. So naturally, I also have a great sense of direction.
I like how guide is in parentheses. Or not parentheses, quotes.
But speaking of your friend,
What about him?
he doesn't get out much, does he?
No, he really doesn't.
Ah, no wonder. He was stiff as a board and way too polite.
Yeah, sounds like
I
him.
would have never guessed he was here on vacation if you hadn't told me.
All in all, he was only here for half a day. I'm pretty sure he is the only one who would consider that to be a vacation.
Oh? This gentleman you speak of must keep a demanding schedule.
I mean, yes, he is the Udex.
I'm sure he does. You didn't see him, but he was dressed like he was about to attend some important meeting. It wasn't
He always dresses
anything
like that.
what someone would wear on vacation.
That's funny. He always dresses like that, and he doesn't like it. He even says in some of his voice lines where he's
Is
like,
that
some of the
so?
things he wears is ridiculous.
Wait, you didn't see him, Zhongli?
Unfortunately, no.
That sucks. I want to see Neuvillette and Zhongli in the same room.
At the
for
time,
sure.
it appeared as if Director Hu and Miss Furina were having quite the productive conversation. I know matters of business can take much discussion, so I decided to fetch some tea for them.
I see.
What a shame. That gentleman seemed like a sophisticated sort of guy.
Right.
I actually think you two would have hit it off.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that so?
Judging by how Zhongli is acting and taking into consideration Neuvillette's true identity, could Zhongli have been avoiding him on purpose? Oh yeah, that might be. He does want to judge the 7.
Hmm?
Oh, I see. It is what it is. Yep.
To borrow Miss Furina's turn of phrase, perhaps it just wasn't meant to be.
Thank you, that's a good point. I want to see them in the same room, but then again, they might not be a good idea.
Well, with the Traveler around, I'm sure you'll have a chance to get to know each other at some point.
That's right. She's got more friends than she knows what to do with.
I have a certain charm about me, right?
Oh, that's certainly true. Oh, that reminds me. If you get the chance, you should try and talk to Neuvillette into loosening up a bit.
I mean, yeah.
Just tell him
Absolutely.
the Palais Mermonia isn't going to fall apart if he disappears for a few days. He shouldn't keep himself cooped up all the time. Even clams open their shells to let in fresh water every once in a while, right? If he's
Correct.
really that much of a stickler for protocol, he can fill out a leave of absence request. He'd have to approve it himself since he handles that sort of thing now, but you know what I mean.
That does make sense.
Seems like this gentleman is also in charge of something pretty important.
Yeah, he's the fair and impartial Udex Fontaine, head of the highest court in the land, otherwise known as the demon who controls all the paperwork in Fontaine. Yeah, we'll go with this one.
Sounds like a pretty uptight sort of guy, all right.
Nah, he's okay.
In my experience, a leader needs to be able to roll with the punches. That also includes knowing when and what to prioritize.
Yeah, he's surprisingly lax for
It
a
seems like your
Udex.
friend still has a lot of growing to do.
If I remember correctly, he's already several thousands of years old.
Right? Yeah, about
You're
that.
quite right, Miss Hutao.
Oh, Navi and Chlorine's in the back.
Oh? Traveler, Miss Furina. Those two individuals over there appear to recognize you.
Oh, it's Navia and Cloran.
Yes, sir.
Hey, over here!
We saw you
They're
all
so
chatting
adorable.
over here.
I love them.
And we're wondering if we could join in.
Please, excuse the interruption.
Oh, so polite. No apologies necessary. Any friend of the Traveler and Miss Furina is a friend of mine.
Ah, straight to the point. I like it.
Everyone circles around you and begins to introduce themselves. Hutao's eyes light up when she hears about Cloran's profession, but a quick explanation from Furina and Navia seems to dispel some of her more misguided ideas. Well, you know.
It's getting late.
Yeah, they've been talking a minute.
If we want to catch a boat back before dark, we should probably get going.
Indeed. Then, Miss Furina,
Oh, yes?
Are you coming with?
when are you planning to head back?
Right.
Do you need us to escort you?
Oh, I don't think that will be necessary. I mean, you're not my subordinate anymore. You don't need to look after me.
Yeah, but they're friends. They're good people.
I didn't mean it that way.
Right.
It's normal for friends to travel home together if they run into each other on the road.
There are a lot of mountainous roads in this area. I imagine they'll be even harder to navigate after dark.
Exactly. Just like in those ghost stories. 8 paths converge
Oh my
in a
God.
wood. Beside them an old house is stood. If you dare to go inside, not a soul will greet your eye.
Oh my god.
But if you take a
Hu Tao's
closer
great.
look, there may be something you mistook. A candle flickers to and fro, yet there is no wind to make it so. What is its secret? What could it mean? In this wood, where mystery screams.
Will you stop scaring my daughter, okay? Oh no.
Hey, dear demoiselle, stop, ladies. No, I mean friends.
But yeah.
Take me with you.
That's so funny.
Of course.
Furina?
Gotta say, Furina, you are really quite the character.
Yeah.
By the way, did I hear you mention that Clorand used to work under you? Then you must have also been a leader at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
Well, that's, all in the past now.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Besides, being a leader is hard. It wasn't the right job for me.
Well, it doesn't help that you had to freaking stay silent for 500 years.
I prefer how things are now. I can come and go as I please, and get to enjoy the sweet taste of freedom.
I see. Well, you've certainly picked an apt place to relax. Chaoying Village is an exemplary choice.
Well, have you had a good time?
Only the best. And I've learned a lot, too. Thank you so much, Miss Hu Tao and Mr. Zhongli.
It's fine. You've thanked us more than enough already. The next time you're in this neck of the woods, I'll treat you to some dim sum in the city.
It's like, that's all they eat, I swear to
Dim
God.
sum. Is that some kind of Liyue term for snacks or desserts?
No, it's seafood dishes.
They are a part of it. It's basically a table full of as much tea, sweets, and good company as you can manage.
Oh, so it's basically a tea party. Sounds great.
I guess.
Make sure to order the winter melon cake and the lotus flower crisp. They're so sweet and delicious, Paimon knows you'll love them.
Ooh, okay. I'll be looking forward to it then.
Wait, but didn't you guys say you were here on vacation? How come you're all going home empty-handed?
You're not bringing home any souvenirs?
Of course I am. I bought tons of fun things to bring home with me.
Yeah, I would imagine Navia did, for
A
sure.
kite, a parasol, a little tin frog that jumps. Oh, and a stuffed toy of a mythical beast. Clorand is the one who didn't buy anything for herself.
Yeah,
So, all
On
you're
brand.
bringing back with you is that tea?
I mean, yeah, she had a bet.
And some tea-flavored hard candies. They're for Sigeween.
Clorand isn't much of a shopaholic.
Well, one of us has to practice restraint.
Yeah, calling her out.
Hey, I'm hardly reckless with my Mora. I'll have you know, all the purchases I made today were well within my budget.
Good for you. You're normally not. What about you, Furina?
Me? Oh, well, I bought some tea, of course. I just had to try all the varieties recommended in the Steambird. Other than that, just some bits and bobs, you know. A little bit of this, little bit of that.
So, it sounds like you didn't buy any.
They should all be things I can use.
So you
I
fell for a
think-
few marketing drops then.
Now Paimon's even more confused. If you bought that much stuff, where did it all go? Into one of Linny's magic packets?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually,
Monsieur Neuvillette took them with him.
Oh. Okay, how did he carry all that stuff?
Oh, so that's what happened. Wait, what? Why did he take them? Oh, he's not hoarding treasure, is he?
That's funny. That's hilarious. If he is, that's so good.
That's quite the imagination you've got there, Paimon. Monsieur Neuvillette just saw the amount of bags we had and offered to take them back for us. I felt a bit bad at first, but, I really did have a lot of stuff.
He even offered to deliver my gifts to the Fortress of Meripede for me once he's done with the day's work. Neuvillette
Oh,
is
nice.
a man of his word. If he says he can do something, then he means it.
See, even Clorand was happy to take him up on his offer. If even his trusty subordinate agreed, then who was I to refuse?
Wow, he seems like a real gentleman. Maybe he's not as uptight as I thought.
He's really not.
If only the funeral parlor had an employee as thoughtful, proactive, and responsible as him.
What are you trying to say?
Right, Zhongli?
What are you trying to say?
Indeed.
Wow. He is not happy with that comment.
Neuvillette offered to deliver her gifts to Risley.
Look
So
for
if we
Neuvillette.
launch the
No
entrance of the
shot.
Fortress of Meripede, maybe we'll run into Neuvillette.
Amazing.
But
Yes.
we don't know exactly when he'll show up.
That don't matter.
Oh, that reminds me. A new year of work is about to begin. If there's anything you want to talk about, Zhongli, you know you can come to me. I'm all ears.
Does the director have any concerns?
It just seemed like you were a bit preoccupied today, and much less talkative than usual. He barely said anything other than, "Is that so?" and "Indeed."
Well, you know,
If you ask
he was
me,
trying to avoid somebody.
I'd say you're having a midlife crisis. You're getting to be around that age
Okay,
after
great.
Is that so?
Oh my god.
all.
Yeah, okay.
I jest.
Do you though?
Given its distance from the city, Chaoying Village enjoys a much slower pace of life. Surrounded by such peace and tranquility, I also seem to have developed a proclivity for inactivity. I apologize for making you worry.
I see. What do you think, Traveler? Is this
Oh
atmosphere
my
putting
goodness.
you in a lazy mood too?
Out of mind, out of sight. Different worlds should not collide, right?
Wow, you are getting really good at these kinds of lines.
Indeed.
And he says indeed. Okay, great. You know what? We're out of there.
Look, it's Neuvillette.
There he
We
is.
lucked
The
out.
beautiful man. We lucked out. Yeah, really.
Oh, it's you. It has been some time since our last meeting.
I love this man.
Few
Okay.
people frequent this location. Since I was able to conclude my work early for the day, I thought I might take a walk and avail myself of this area's peace and quiet.
You call this early? Do you always work this late, Neuvillette?
I would imagine.
Strictly speaking, that depends on the agenda for the day. I am
That
hardly
makes sense.
bereft of time, however, so working late is of little consequence to me.
Okay, yeah, sure.
If you have so much time on your hands, then why did you only go to Chaoying Village for half a day?
I don't think that's what he meant. I think he knows he lives for a very long time, so...
First, I should clarify that I was referring to my lifespan,
Yeah, okay.
rather than the time at my disposal on any given day.
Okay, yeah. Told ya.
Second, I was unaware you possessed knowledge of my trip to Chaoying Village.
You know, we ran into some people. You give Neuvillette a quick summary of everything
I
that
see.
happened.
Thank you for informing me.
So did you deliver the gifts?
Yes, they have been safely delivered.
Okay, great.
I have to hand it to Clorand.
Hey, Risley.
Just a simple gift delivery, and she has the great and mighty Udex at her beck and call.
You know, it's Clorand.
I was just passing through.
What do you
It
expect?
was merely an act of convenience.
All right. Then I hereby confirm receipt of the goods on behalf of the staff of the Fortress of Meripede.
A verbal receipt of confirmation? Is such a formality really necessary for a small matter such as this?
Guess not. This quantity of tea, though, seems a little excessive for a gift, don't you think? Before you know it, they'll start accusing me of taking bribes.
Well, stop being addicted to tea.
About that. Much of that is my own excess, I'm afraid.
Oh. Never mind.
Why? What happened?
Don't tell me he fell for marketing traps.
It was buy 10 boxes, get half off.
He totally fell for the marketing trap. That's hilarious.
Ah, that explains it then. Well, go ahead and leave them to me. I'll get through this stash as fast as I can.
You have my thanks. Oh, there's something else I'd like to give to you.
This is a stone slate, engraved with a symbolic design.
While that is an apt description, it is in actuality a legal codex.
Yeah,
A
okay.
legal codex, huh?
Before the advent of modern writing utensils, information was recorded on stone slabs such as this. The law was no different.
Oh, nice.
Since ancient times, the scales of justice have symbolized the fairness and impartiality of judiciousness. As a tribute to that sentiment, this slate was designed after a traditional legal codex and engraved with a symbol instead of text. During my travels recently, I chanced upon a roadside stall offering tourists the opportunity to try their hand at the ceramic arts. So I decided to have a go.
Oh, wow.
We joked with Claran some time ago about gifting you a legal codex. So,
True.
here you go.
That was like Archon Quest 2.
Ah, so that's what this is about.
I did not expect you to remember it as well. In any case, I hope this can be considered as a reasonable attempt to join in on the banter.
It is a very good attempt.
Yeah, but it nullifies when you have to say, was it a good attempt at the banter?
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Even your sense of humor centers around the law.
Well, you
That's an
know.
impressive level of commitment. Well, a gift of
It's in his
this
DNA, I
sort
guess.
deserves to be put on display, and I know just the place. Front and center in the fortress's showroom.
Surely there's no need for such a grand gesture.
Just kidding. I don't have anything like a showroom.
Okay,
We
great.
do have a storage room. We can put it next to all the mechanical parts Sijuin has collected.
That sounds good to me.
So that's what you were doing in Chaoying Village.
Indeed. Of course, while I was there, I also took the opportunity to taste the local,
Local spring water, yeah. So I was right when I said
The
that.
aftertaste is much purer than what I have delivered to me in Fontaine. It stands to reason that the long-distance transport has a tendency to imbue the water with extraneous emotion. If you want to experience the true flavor, you simply have to go to the source. Perhaps I should organize some time off to do the same elsewhere.
So, right. To that tour to taste some water. Okay, great. As they say in Leo, a balance between work and play is sure to keep your troubles at bay.
Then we are of the same mind. It appears my desire is justified.
If you say so, like, you don't have to justify a vacation, right? You can just take one.
Yeah, but he might feel bad about it.
After all, you're hardly bereft of time. You can do whatever you want.
You're quite right. I suppose I suffer not from a lack of opportunity, but rather a lack of inspiration.
Or you're just using your work as, like, an excuse to not go on vacation.
However, after reading a few articles about Liyue's holiday traditions, the idea popped into my head and made itself quite at home. Seeing as I was free of responsibilities for the morning, I decided to depart at once.
Oh, yeah, and how was it?
Refreshing. My spontaneous outing seemed to inspire quite a few other spontaneous decisions as well.
That's good.
Take, for example, my foray into ceramics. At first,
Yeah,
soil
really.
from the ground is granular and unforgiving, but add the right amount of water, and it becomes soft, moldable, and able to take shape. In the past, I never thought about how quotidian vessels were crafted, but now I have participated in their very making. This is also something I made today.
Oh, that's cute. That looks adorable. Okay, I like it. Oh, wow, what a big ladle. Yeah, well,
That's a ladle? Paimon thought it was supposed to be some long-necked sea creature.
I mean, it's supposed to be like the Valette, right?
That was indeed one of my inspirations.
It's amazing. The colors are really matches your style. Yeah, yeah.
Really? You like it? To tell you the truth, given your unexpected arrival, I find myself quite unequipped to give you the welcome you deserve.
No, it's fine.
Around such an important holiday such as this, human custom would dictate that gifts should be in order. But I'm afraid this is all I can offer. If you'll have it, that is.
Can I really keep this? You made it by hand and everything.
That is precisely why it would do me such a great honor if you accepted.
Then I accept. Thank you very
You
much.
are most welcome. Happy Lantern Rite.
Oh, that reminds me. You pass along the advice for Nouvelette's vacation.
Approve a leave of absence request for myself. It
Right.
sounds like it could easily lead to a vicious cycle of self-indulgence.
Well,
Something which couldn't be in further violation of protocol. But I suppose I understand her point.
Yeah, you get her. You
My
understand.
proclivity to refrain from personal outings does, in part, originate from a sense of responsibility toward my duties. But it is also due to a lack of desire to engage in the human world. But now I see that the human world is indeed full of many interesting places to discover.
I mean, I could have told you that. That's it? Oh man, I wanted to go on for so much longer.
Lantern Rite marks the start of the new year in Liyue.
Correct.
In the spirit of the season, then, I wish you a year of success as vast and endless as the open ocean.
Thanks, man. Goodness, I absolutely love Lantern Rite. For those scenarios right there, having Furina and Zhongli and Hu Tao talk with each other, with Clorand and Navia as well. Dude, it's so good. I love Lantern Rite. They could have done more of that, and you could have got rid of the Gaming daddy issue thing. I'm sorry, I wasn't that interested in it. But this part 4, this last part though, is what I wanted to see more than the Gaming story. Anyways, until the next event, I guess, or Archon quest, maybe the Dainsleif Archon quest next patch, perhaps. I'm not sure, but anyway, whenever that is. Until then, later.